You're watching Rio Grande Esports live streams. Make sure to tune in weekly and check out our experienced players and our experienced commentators. Make sure to check out our pre-game talk show and our post-game talk show. We'll have all the action and all the coverage of Rio Grande Esports.
This stream is brought to you by the Rio Esports Media Team.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Rio Grande Esports live stream broadcast. I'm Diddy, and this is my co-caster, Michael J. Moore. And today we're going to bring you some League of Legends with the Rio Grande League of Legends team going into their 5th game of the season. And so, Michael, I'm just going to catch you up on kind of everything.
All right.
So far this season, we'll talk a little bit about the champs that we picked for this draft, and then we'll get into it. So, we are 4-0.
Awesome.
We haven't dropped a single round, so we're 8-0 in rounds.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it kind of hasn't been close. There's been some up and downs, but we've been convincing wins on our series. But for our 5th match, we are down our starting AD carry, Hondo, and we're bringing in our 6th man, Zappy, who is Seth.
Yep, Seth.
And so, what do you think about that? You've known Seth longer than me. Is it nice to see him kind of jumping into the action?
Yeah. I remember whenever Seth first started doing like League. I remember him sitting over there on the on his PC, and he started picking up Warwick. He started doing jungle and things like that.
Right, okay.
And eventually he started like getting into the role. He's doing. I believe I saw him on Zillion today.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what he can do with that.
Yeah, me too. With Zappy coming in, we're putting him at the support role.
Yeah.
Just because he's so limited in experience that, putting him in a collegiate conference game, we thought that he can add the most value to the team on support. So we actually have him here on Seraphine, and so tell me which draft you like. We are Garen top.
Yeah.
Maokai jungle, Yone mid, Senna ADC, Seraphine support.
I like the Yone versus mid. I think that's going to be an interesting matchup. It depends on if he can get ahead early.
Yeah.
If Lysandra gets ahead, though, she's probably going to get some early ganks out, and we might have some issues with that. Garen top is very, very strong. Just being able to just ult someone dead. That's just great.
Yeah. Always great to just get that execution. Easy kill. Point and click.
Kill.
Garen's combo is so easy. Point, click on him, Q, spin in a circle, drop the R.
It's very, very easy combo.
And then,
and I think it can be very easy to, even if you are behind with Garen, it's really easy to stay in the game because you're just a tanky just wall that the enemy has to get through.
Absolutely, I agree. But looks like we are heading into game, so we'll do a brief cut and we'll see you on the Rift. Don't go anywhere.
Attention, Rio Esports fans. Are you tired of conventions that you have to travel halfway across the world just to get to? Well, we got your back. On May 4th, 2024, in the University of Rio Grande Line Center, we have Final BossCon. And this is not just some small event. Expect many things such as vendors, video games, artists, comics, food trucks, cosplay contests, gaming, trivia, and much more. Here's a parking map. For more information, visit www.finalbosscon.com.
And welcome back to Rio Esports League of Legends, Game 5 of the ECAC, and we are headed on to the Rift for what hopefully is a banger game, Michael Moore.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what ends up happening.
I got high hopes. It's interesting commentating in the Rio booth, right? We're pulling for Rio.
Yeah.
We want them to win, but as commentators, we want to stay neutral and don't be too biased on either team. So we're going to give blue team here Marist College. We're going to give them a shot and see what they can pull out. They got Shaco Jungle, I think the most notable pick in the draft here. And, loading into this game, Michael, the one thing I'm kind of worried about is that Shaco cheese. If he can gank if he can get on our jungle, on a buff or something, drop that ignite, get just that cheese factor. That's one thing.
He has definitely the surprise factor going into this game. Malachi's going to have to definitely keep an eye out for him in his own jungle because Shakos love to invade other jungles.
and take their camps all the time to get ahead.
Absolutely.
And then the lanes are also going to have to keep an eye out, probably put some pinks down just to make sure they can see him coming before he gets into their lane. Otherwise, it's pretty much over.
Right, exactly. Well, it looks like so far Shaco with a Raptor Star. Look at this nice trade from Diego here. Lethal Tempo. So, Michael, they just nerfed Lethal Tempo on melee champs.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think it's a nerf that's really
Yeah.
gonna...
Lethal Tempo is just one of those things that's really difficult to actually nerf just because of how powerful it makes you early on. And it gets you. That's what you're wanting with lethal tempo, is you want to get ahead early on and then just let that snowball you into the late game.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what Yone's wanting to do here.
Interesting Shaco pathing here. He started Raptors, which is a really flexible jungle start. He clears 3 camps down. Typically, when you do that, you want to look bot right away. But his own bot lane is pushing into us. No gank window, so he's going to walk back up to his own top side. And now he's matched with the Maokai despite having a much faster pace. So I think Ryo, in terms of pace of the game, are already in a decent spot.
Yeah. The turret doesn't look like there's any way for junglers to really gank either lane currently.
No, and that's good for Ryo Grand. That's good for Red Team, in my opinion. The less amount of action that happens with the Shaco on the map, the better. If we could fast forward to 35 minutes and all have 4 items, I would take that, because in a 5v5 fight, I don't really see how the Shaco is going to have that much of an impact without that surprise factor, without that assassination potential. Once the red side comp kind of gets into a ball and starts healing and shielding, I think that's going to be too much for an assassin like Shaco. So we'll see how that plays out, as both jungles are topside, but Shaco is getting the scuttle.
Yeah. With Malachi, they pick some very good champs that even if they're behind, they're still going to be relevant throughout the entire game.
Right.
Malachi has his roots, so he'll always be able to lock down the most fed, their ADC or their AP carry.
2v2 potential.
Oop.
And we got a root on the Shaco. Looks like a pretty good damage, but of course the boxes. And how much do you want to chase the Shaco? Are we really going to lock him down? He has no flash, but he can Q. So where did he go? Nice sweeper from the Maokai. Did they spot him? Oh, he's going to flash for it and call the Yon. Now it's a 2v2 mid jungle. And that's Diego going to go ahead and grab first blood.
Let's go.
That is great for Ryo Grand. Awesome start. Got big pressure mid. Are they going to get funky under enemy turret? Not quite, but they were thinking about it.
Yeah, Lissandra's getting pretty low. If she stays, she might be able to get ganked by Malachi pretty easily.
So, Michael, you said the one champ you were excited about is the Yon. So what do you think the first blood on him means?
I think with the first blood on Yon, I think that is an extremely good position to have him. Normally you don't see that with Yone early on. Usually it's about mid game is whenever it starts really taking off, whenever they have a couple of items on him. Seeing that first blood early though, he's going to just skyrocket, and I think he's going to be probably one of the main carries this game. Yeah,
I'd put my money on it as well. Now we have a bot river situation. Scuttle seems to be the neutral both teams want, but it's blue team with the prio here. It's blue team, not only the prio, they got the playmaking. A nice healthy Rakan is really good at kind of getting in and out and making plays without too much punishment coming back. So bot river, not really a place for a red team going to be able to secure neutral quite yet until those enchanters scale into the late game.
Yeah, I'm looking out for the Scuttle right now. If Garen can actually get advantage on top lane, we'll see if Malachi can get up there and we can get Scuttle from underneath the enemy jungle.
Yeah, that would be great. I think Malachi's going to head down to his Gromp and clear back up. You can see the Shaco with the same path, but he's a bit ahead. Except his Raptors, too, got taken away from the Malachi, who is still actually down in farm.
Yeah.
But he still has 4 camps to clear yet. And gold pretty even, Michael. Pretty even game so far.
Yeah, even with that first blood, it's anyone's game right now. I think we could see it go either way. No other lane really is ahead besides the mid lane right now. And it's only 1 kill. They're pretty even in farm. He's slightly ahead on farm, so that's pretty good. With the first blood on top of that.
Yep. Yeah, if the Young can keep farming, kind of get in the side lane and start splitting. The one objective I'm looking at right now is the Grubbies here, but Shaco's so far ahead. on the second clear to top.
Yeah.
He could, if he sees Maokai right
He
now,
looks like
there's
he's
no
going for
gank
it.
here.
Yeah.
So Maokai's showing right now, just kind of gives the grubbies away to Shaco.
And
that-
grubs are so potent right now. Like being able to take those early tower plates and get ahead on gold, like it's just such a good buff.
Yeah, but it looks like red team's gonna opt for the Drake 1. It's 7 minutes. Pretty early Drake 1. So if they can secure that, I think that kind of starts a win con
Yeah.
for red team, saying, hey, you know, we're gonna take these. You can have the grubbies and play the split game, but we're gonna group in river. And if you want a Drake, you'll have to team fight us, and that's where the enchanters kind of come in and are really strong.
Yeah, Dragon Soul is always a solid late game goal. It looks like we got some
Action mid, yeah. Viego getting Yone getting the flash from the Lissandra solo. That's pretty big. It's gonna limit her playmaking and her risk when she does look to go in.
Yeah. Looks like he has attack speed boots along with the sword, so he'll probably be out. And there it is. Oh, that's big. That's massive.
Okay, Shaco with actually a good punish there.
Yeah, that was good. That was good on Shaco, but still, Yone is up 2 kills on Lissandra, so he'll be able to go back and buy and come back even stronger.
He's got that Vamp Scepter now, sustained in lane, so
Yep,
Lissandra's gonna have a hard time kind of poking him down and putting him into lethal when he's gonna be constantly pressuring that wave and getting that push in. Not a bad time to die minions wise either. He'll lose a couple under his turret, but he did have his wave cleared out, so it's not the end of the world. And now Maokai with his second clear going to top side. We'll have to see what he spends his gold on after that clear, and we'll see who lines up for what objective. We got Herald, the icon, is up in 240, and then the Drake coming up a couple minutes after. We'll see which teams kind of line up for which.
Yep. We'll see what ends up happening mid lane. It looks like Yone's probably going to try to push his advantage. Looks like he's pushed up a little bit up there.
This Ornn.
Then Ornn is just like dogging on Garen.
Flash for flash, and he gets the Q snipe.
That's all right.
Okay, the Fraz Herblue on the Ornn, gonna solo kill the Garen from red team from Rio Grande, and that's pretty scary. We're gonna need some tank shred. That guy, I have a feeling he's gonna scale really well into the late game.
Yeah, both Garen and Ornn are very good scaling champs into late game with their tank potential.
That's right. And a calm period in the game. Mid and jungle working together, clearing out some vision.
Looks like something might be happening mid lane with.
A 2-man ulti from the Seraphine. They're focusing the damage on the MF, who steps up a bit too far. She's gonna have to flash. Here's the ulti coming in. Mid jungle 2v1. Gonna get the Lissandra Zanyas, and yoinked her out of the shadows. She was about to be out of there.
That's a kill on Malachi. That's good.
Yeah, that's great. A lot of good things happening for Rio Grande. Love to see it. We'll see if they can convert on MF. Just had to flash. And here's that pesky Shaco again, giving Diego aggro when he didn't expect it. But that MF is pretty low, and Maokai is lurking around the corner.
Yep.
Looks like Yone is running down too. Is this going to be a 4-man? The Shaco will most likely answer. They're going to need a push if they want to do this.
We'll see what ends up happening down bot lane. They'll need to get them out from under turret with that.
Is this the play? What do you think about this one, Michael? We're going to Maokai ulti in. The root hits all 3, and they're going to focus the Rakan first, and they take him down pretty easily. Diego on the back line on the Yone. Going to go ahead and kill the Shaco clone. Now they know which one's the real one. The knock up on the MF. No flash. Here's a lot of pressure, and here's the minion wave. There's nowhere for these two to go. The root's going to hit, and it's a cleanup.
This is massive.
City, but wait. Maokai takes aggro at the wrong time. He's going to drop his life. Give a shutdown to the Shaco.
But still, that was massive bot lane.
It was a nice, confident play. They did give 1 kill back, but I like the aggression. I like the fact that a big red minion wave was stacked up for that play, so you kill their ADC right as max minions approached her, and that's going to be a big denial there. MF was ahead in farm. She did just complete her Ghost Blade. She was looking good, but lost a lot of minions, and going to let the Senna get into the game on even footing instead of being behind, which is very ideal for Rio.
Yeah, and once again, this Yone, I'm gonna say it again. He's massive. He's gonna be a massive threat that they're gonna have to deal with throughout the rest of the game. He's 4-1 now, 300 gold, 350 gold bounty. So he's scary.
He's very scary. Oh, and he buffers the E return through the Lissandra ulti, so that cooldown, so that CC doesn't come through. Yone, fun fact, has 3 ways to buffer out of CC. There's 3 ways he can move while being Lissandra ulti. It's a pretty unfair champion. He can art as she ults him. He can R out. He can Q3 out, and he can E snap back out of it. Pretty ridiculous champ.
That's crazy.
And this Yone knows how to do all those things, by the way. So it'd be a hard time locking him down.
And I'm looking for Yone to start pressuring other lanes at this point, now that he's such far ahead in mid lane. So he'll probably start making plays around the map, hopefully getting the other lanes ahead. Yeah,
as you mentioned that, he was clearing out some vision in the Drake pit. So it looks like it's going to be a trade again of neutral objectives. Grubby's round 2, which had the Herald icon, which, okay, that messed me up early. Grubby's 2 for Drake 2. But wait a second, the Maokai pulled off of the Drake and is now going enemy Raptors. So they're getting, blue team Mars is getting a neutral. We're not hitting the Drake in return yet, but it looks like that is in the plans.
It looks like they're trying to deal with bot lane first, and then they might go for the Drake afterwards. Oh, nope. I think they're going for it right now.
I'd say the pressure's on to hit this thing and get it off the map, get it on cooldown, stay on pace with the enemy team and their objective plays. I'd be happy to trade that all the way into Seoul. They're going to eventually have to fight us sometime. Another free flash from the Lissandra. Into the check on the Shaco. Turns into clone, but both clones are getting just completely beat up. He can't even get into the river for Drake time. It's going to be an easy smite for Rio Grande. Here comes the Maokai ulti, pulling the trigger. Roots everywhere. The Yone is in the back line. There's the Senna ulti backing him up. Flash Ignite to kill the Rakan. Here's that big Ornn. How tanky is this guy? He gets exhausted. 3 players from Rio Grande taking down the Ornn before he can even ulti. And that MF tried to show up and say something about the fight, but she's just going to die under her own turret. Rio Grande taking absolute control of bot side after their Drake 2.
That was a massive, massive play. In mid lane, the only survivor there was Lissandra. We have Garen top lane still pushing. They can take out a lot of objectives right now.
That is just wins across the board. You said it, Michael. Look at this Garen cashing in on that tier 1 turret. Now, you spend all that time getting those grubbies, but who's taking the first turret? Who's actually pressuring turrets with minions and stacked waves? It's Rio Grande.
Yep.
They're ahead of the ball, and I think that play right there, if that has any implication on how the series will go, I'm confident that we're going to win both games. Simple as that.
But yeah, just look, Yone and Lissandra can't even stand up to Yone. Like, she just needs to stay under turret. You can just keep bullying her and keep pushing advantages in other lanes.
Absolutely right about that. We'll see how well he can spread his pressure across to the map. And this Shaco seems like he's doing his best. He's got 2 of the kills. He's cleaning up where he can, but man, when Rio is on the same page making a play call, you can really tell, and it seems to just completely run over blue team's comp.
Yeah. Shaco was an interesting pick into it. I think it might end up backfiring a little bit because they don't really have another tank, whereas Malachi can kind of go into a tankish role and also actually lock down the team very well. Shaco really can only go into backline and kind of clean up afterwards.
Look at this Yone 1v3. Speaking of lockdown, they got plenty of CC and they get his HP low, but as his dying breath goes out, he takes Lissandra with him, and now it's on Maokai at 2v2. Here's our Garen, and despite the 1v3, wait a second, Flash Stridebreaker. Can you tank this? The Maokai ulti's here, and all you gotta do, Michael, is press the R.
Man. That's all it takes.
And that's all it takes. So they were able to convert on the Yone 1v3 that he got so much damage out before he went down.
But that was a shutdown to the enemy team, so there was that gold infusion. But they're still 4K ahead.
What a beautiful ulti from Seraphine, and that snipe comes in from Joao. Yo-Yo de Rey de las coming in on the Senna. That was a great snipe from Zappy, who is showing up and doing great, by the way.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That was an amazing ult, and then we got Herald as well.
Wow, we got Herald as well. It's just free pickings
Yeah.
for red team over here where they can't do wrong in this game one.
So we'll see where they end up throwing that Herald. If I had to guess, I'd probably take it either bot or maybe even top. Maybe try to push for that inhib.
Yeah. Or why don't drop it top and then run to Drake in a minute here and let the Garen kind of split with that and say, hey, if you want to respond to this Garen, you're not going to have your Ornn, you're not going to have your tank, and if you don't respond to the Garen, you're not going to have a base.
Mm-hmm.
As we see Raugran playing for control. This is a great series to play here. We are controlling their red jungle quadrant a minute and a half before Drake 3. They can't even walk into their own jungle quadrant to get vision. You can see the blue wards are shallow vision. They only have vision of the entrance of their jungle. Nothing in river almost. And, you know, when you have to walk into complete fog of war to contest a Drake, that makes everything 10 times harder, especially into this red side comp. So we'll see what Marius College can do about this Drake 3.
Yeah, as you said, like they've been really on top of vision control this entire game. And I think that's what's really driving it, especially with the Shaco jungle. It's where they're able to figure out where Shaco is at all times, and he really can't make an effective move on the map right now.
Yep, vision control is key. We have some very experienced players on the Rio team. We are pretty well practiced on the vision game. We know how important it is to have that river in control, and it's 38 seconds to Drake. We got Maokai bot river. Some late recalls coming in, but once Rio reestablishes that control, there is still no blue vision in bot river. If we can keep it that way, Drake 3 will be ours. And it's a 7K gold differential.
That's just a massive, massive lead right now. It's going to be a tall hill to climb for enemy team right now, for blue team.
This Ornn really is doing his dangest to get in the game. He's looking for solo kills on the Garen. He's scrapping. He's showing up to fights, being tanky, doing his best. Props to the Frazer blue. And let's see what's blue team's setup here. I mean, they're lurking in their own jungle, but they're going to be spotted like things by like saplings. You know, you got a Yone coming over the wall to just try and one-shot the jungle. That way there's no smite threat, because Shaco is really good at stealing Drakes.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Back over the wall. Gonna flash over. DPS on the Drake. It's gonna be a 50-50. Let's see the Shaco go over. Who's gonna win the smite battle? And it's red team. It's Raugran with Drake number 3. Do they disengage or do they run them all down? Oh, Senna with a really aggressive flash. He's going to 2-tap the Shaco, drop the stun, and take the MF as well. Lissandra has to flash again. Raugran going absolutely crazy. They win the Drake 3, not even close. Well, kind of close, if you mentioned the smite.
Yep.
And just dominating the skirmish afterwards, picking up gold, picking up kills, and just keeping control of the game. We have Infernal Soul coming up in 4 minutes 30.
Yep, and we're still seeing where they're going to drop that Herald. As you said, I think that the Herald should be. I would definitely try looking towards top lane for that Herald, just because of how much pressure Garen's able to put on this Ornn.
Yeah. Looks like Captain Clutch kind of taking control, and here's that Yone serving him up on a platter there. Here come the Enchanters. When they are grouped together, they are so strong, and we catch the Shaco with a root as well, and they haven't even dropped the Herald. They're already taking down this tier 2. I would drop it right here.
I would drop it right here, yeah.
Stay in a ball and siege that. You could have maybe gotten top in it with a Herald, but they might have other plans. Baron getting pinged. Could be an opportunity. This draft has... Oh, that means the game... Oh, spoilers. Sorry about that.
So it looks
ended in real life.
Oh yeah.
In real time.
In real time.
We'll ignore that for now. I wonder if Mars can make a comeback.
But this is a pretty early Baron. If they get this, I think that's going to pretty much close out the game at this point.
Yep. Safe to say.
Unless blue team can respond to it, which I don't think they are. It looks like they're trying to push out the lanes at this point.
No response.
Yeah, no response at all. They got easy Baron. Now all they need to do is drop Herald. Yep, there goes. It's going mid lane. He's gonna ride the Herald.
Yeah, and my question would be, does Ryo want to push 3 lanes with this Baron and buff max possible minions? Do they want to group on the Herald and help siege that? Do they want to 4 in one lane and 1 in the other? A couple different, an MF ulti just to clear that.
That's
Not
going to be for the next.
sure.
That's not going to be up for the next team fight most likely. So
Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay. Wave clear. They do kind of lack wave clear on the side of Mars here, so putting that MF ulti to use. What's the siege plan from Ryo? You know, you got to use this Baron once you get it.
yeah. Looks like they're going to be pushing down mid lane. Try and take that inhib maybe.
But the Maokai taking red to me, now is not the period in the game you want to take red. When you have Baron and you want to buff waves, you want to be there to get get structures while you have Baron. And then when your Baron pushes over, you get double hinted or whatever. Great, go ahead, recall, and then clear your camps. Let's see,
You
Sarah
see
ulti.
Ornn top lane right now trying to push out.
Oh, and that could have been Lissandra's first good engage. Doesn't take it. I'm not sure if it would have been a good engage. Maybe he's thinking twice with the damage we're putting out, but doesn't take that W. I thought maybe Ryo overstepped just slightly. And here is our Maokai with their top laner. So at the very least, you're going to stop him from basing and helping. Okay, and here's the engage from blue team. They do have a bit of a wombo. They're going to go ahead and take out the Lissandra right away. The Garen is massive in the backline, 1v4, and that Sun is pumping out damage, but they were able to take down the Seraphine, and that's all they get. So 1 for 1, 1 for 2 now, 3 for 1, and up here is still the battle of the tanky boys.
Great flash. That will
And
be
he's
enough.
just stalling the Ornn as long as he can. He W's through,
There
he
we
gets
go.
taken down, but is it enough to end the game? I believe it is. This Yone is absolutely crazy. Structures are going down. Ryo Grand is in the enemy base working on the Nexus, and that is going to be game 1 in less than 24 minutes to Ryo Grand. And we will leave you shortly for a quick break, and we'll return with game 2 for some more Ryo Grand Esports League of Legends action.
Attention, Rio Esports fans. Are you tired of conventions that you have to travel halfway across the world just to get to? Well, we got your back. On May 4th, 2024, in the University of Rio Grande Line Center, we have Final BossCon. And this is not just some small event. Expect many things such as vendors, video games, artists, comics, food trucks, cosplay contests, gaming, trivia, and much more. Here's a parking map. For more information, visit www.finalbosscon.com.
Oh, fuck it.
Here, the first of many foes.
And welcome back to. Is my mic on?
Yeah, I hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah.
To Rio Grande League of Legends action, with Rio Grande going up against Morris College, currently up 1-0. I hear myself, but okay, we're just gonna roll with it. I can't hear
Alright.
myself in my headphones, but that's okay. And yeah, we have a spectator delay, so we'll chat a bit about the champ select that we can see. Oh, and we can also see background. Not too bad. So what do you think about the drafts here, Michael?
I think overall, I think this is a really solid team once again going into the enemy team. I think that once again Malphite top is going to be extremely influential. Once again, even if you're behind with this Malphite, you're still going to be influential in the game. That
That's
alt
right.
man, like it wins games.
Yeah, the thought process was sort of like they saw that our Seraphine strategy worked game one, right? So they took blue side and they picked Sarah away from us on the first pick. So we took the Senna. We don't want them to have that combo. And we just replaced our Sarah with the Sona. Pretty similar champ.
Yep.
Senna Sona is not one that I see often. Sarah Senna is.
Yeah.
Probably hard to keep up with all the names if you're any viewers out there who are new to the game. But long story short, then they went with Janna. So it's a pretty heavy disengage comp.
Yeah. So I used to, both of them have very strong disengages.
Yeah.
I think Janna has a little bit better disengage in certain situations, especially whenever you can flash alt an enemy team into the turret.
Hey,
That's a very powerful ability if they can actually pull it off.
I've seen it. I know exactly what you're talking about. Can be good. They also locked Vex round one, so we responded with the Silas. And once we saw Sarah, Janna, Vex, all three of those champions kind of thrive off negating the enemy Silas, negating the enemy kind of skirmish, right?
Mhm.
So we locked the Vi and the Malphite on our round two because Janna can't disengage a Vi ult.
Yeah.
She can't disengage a Malphite ult. She,
Yeah.
some other champs are really disrupted by the some of the key spells over on the blue side, but I think Malphite and Vi were a really strong way to round out the comp to just say, if you approach us, it's hard to really stick to you guys, but we're going to get on you at least once.
Absolutely. And with, as you said, with that Malphite ult, like just being able to ult into an entire enemy team, it's a point and click ult. And you're in there, you're knocking them all up. Then you come in with your Silas in Sona alt as well. On top of that, you lock him down for like 2-3 seconds.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
that's hopefully what I want to see in the river here. We'll see if again, which team wants to prioritize which objectives. Is it going to be Mars going for the grubs again and us getting early Drakes? I was happy with that trade game 1. I'd be happy with it again. And then one last thing, as we load in a client here, they banned our Silas round 2, which was smart for them, right? We were thinking about maybe Silas here. No, it got taken away. We picked it round 1 this game, and let me tell you, Diego Marty Mid is the username. He's really, really nasty on the Silas.
I'm excited to see what he ends up doing with it. He was amazing on that Yone, so I'm really excited to see what he can do with this Silas.
Yeah, it might get ugly. I don't want to disrespect anybody, but I'm just, keeping it a buck. This Silas is really nasty. The Vex did bring Ignite. She brought Electrocute. These are, I think, a strong rune setup to defend yourself and kind of give yourself a chance. If Silas makes mistakes, he likes to play on thresholds, right? Because the lower he is, the more, I believe, the more damage his W does and the more healing. So he likes to play on that low HP. If you drop the Ignite at the right time before he gets that big W heal, and that Electrocute can kind of help you with trades, it could be a tough lane. But then that's where Cheerleader 32 comes in. Chase, our captain in many ways, he's going to be on that buy, and he really likes to help facilitate mid. So so we'll see how it all plays out. Standard early game, calm early game. I think that's good.
I think the potential alts that Silas could take that could be really interesting later on is Janna's ult. Like being able to have the ability to heal the entire team.
Never thought of that.
I think that could be really, really powerful. In the middle of an alt fight, and then you have Malphite come in, and then Sona ult with use Janna ult, have everyone hit max HP, and just run them over.
Yeah, I would love to see. Imagine your Silas, you go in, you get a pick, you're doing all that damage, you get low, and then you just AoE heal your team. Like, wait, that character should not just have an AoE heal for his whole team with AP ratios that are crazy. It would be a fat heal.
Yeah, and then he's already crazy at healing himself. So
right. And he's got that Conqueror to keep that sustained. But yeah, Silas, a really fun champ to watch for that reason. There's so much diversity in the way you can play because there's limitless combinations of what you can do with your own spells and the ultimates that you have available in any given game.
I agree. The most powerful ults I think that Silas get his hands on is the Vex ult, obviously. Like being able to just cross map someone and be instantly there.
2 places at once.
2 places at once. That's just incredibly powerful. And then, as I said, the Janna ult I think could be a really fun, like, basically topping off your entire team at once.
I also want to keep an eye out for the Seraphine ulti. I like picking Silas when I see an enemy Sarah. I think him with the spell as strong as that one is also very lethal. So yeah, a lot of good options there for the Silas. Oh, and he throws out a Feeler E. That's kind of like a Feeler spell. If it hits, it's probably decent damage, but there's too many minions for a trade. But I like where he's at in the lane. Seems like he's pretty healthy, dodging those spells, getting that early trade.
Oh, he missed the E.
A trade like that, though, is good for this house. He wants both champs low, but he's got to be careful with that Ignite. And now we see the level 3 Cheerleader 32 wrapping around. Gorilla, is he out of position? He did Ignite the W from the... Is there a trade? He gets really low, but there's no trade. Awesome. Grand on the board.
That's great.
And way to show up, Chase, again. Just when you thought, is Diego having a tough lane? No, it's 3 camps, straight to mid. Successful play. Gets first blood for himself and buys off to a great start.
Did Vex use her Ignite in that fight?
She did.
All right.
And it did cut the heal from the Silas W, but it was just
barely enough. 1 HP. Just 1 HP.
Perfectly calculated. He was like doing the calculations, called the vibe, figured it out. And now let's see what junglers are doing. We got Vi kind of creeping around the mid lane again. She still has yet to do 2 bot side camps, but is this another gank?
Oh man, just bullying the Vex, and there's another kill, easy kill.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that one go to Silas, but you're right, just completely bullying the Vex. I mean, she brought Electrocute, she brought Ignite, she's looking to have a good lane phase, and that's just not going to happen.
No. We'll see what this Kha'Zix can do to kind of bring back mid lane. If he's even going to focus on mid lane now with down 2 kills, he might try to get another lane ahead instead.
Yeah, I think the best thing he can do is double scuttle. So see that he's already up 2 camps. He's going to get not only top scuttle, but bot scuttle due to the proactivity of the Vi. It's a trade that we're willing to take, but it is going to kind of put him ahead in the farm category, and you'll see the gold isn't too far.
Looks like he's going to be resetting for the grubs, possibly. Grubs are up in 30 seconds. So we'll see where each of them start pathing.
Yeah, let's see if there's going to be any action bot lane. I mean, with these 4 champs in the bot lane, oh, the flash from Sona, a little crazy. I don't see the angle, Michael. It seems like down here it's hard to make a play happen. There's so much disengage, so much healing, peeling, speed, things like that. Janna, Sarah, pretty tough to gank.
Yeah, I don't really see too much opportunity in bot lane. I think jungles probably need to focus top and mid, which Vi has been doing successfully up to this point. I just don't see it really happening down bot lane right now.
Yeah. Maybe when 6s come through.
Yeah, once we start getting our alts on the board, then maybe Silas can come down and maybe help out with the Vi to get it head on bot lane.
Yeah, you bring those 2 down at 6, and it's a completely different story. And then they got a hug turret. And if it's anything like last game, hugging turret won't even help them. So I hope it's the same this game. Captain Clutch, you know, this matchup here.
From Silas up through the jungle.
Oh, he's just stopping the back to set up an easy play for Marty mid on the Silas.
Oh, that's massive. And now if they can get Vi down there, they can get those scuttles. They can get the grubs.
She is up there. She's got some camps clear. I wonder if she'll deviate. I know Silas wants to get mid to get those minions. But we'll see if they can convert that kill into an objective. Here's the Kha'Zix poking his head out. I don't think this is Silas territory. It's, in my opinion, still.
Yeah, Silas is just such a. Once again, the mid lane is getting ahead, and it's getting kind of scary. You can see he has a stacking item there with the possibly a Leandre's later on. So we'll see what ends up happening with that item. Maybe it's just an early buy.
Are you talking about Magi's?
Yeah, Magi's.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I think it's a real possibility he could get a Magi's on Silas. I think it's a little crazy, but I don't know if you're really feeling yourself.
Yeah,
I'm sure someone like Marty Mid would convert on the stats it gives you, wouldn't feed it away.
Yeah, yeah.
Like my solo queue teammate. Like my Nidalee I had today. It was useless.
Oof. It's always a fun time having those teammates.
Yep.
Alright, looks like Malphite's bullying top lane.
Yeah, it only gets worse for Jace from here on. I mean,
now he has his ult, like, he's just, if Jace pushes up too far, he's done.
he's done. Yeah, there's not.
Oh,
like,
there it is.
He barely waits. He's just like,
boom.
oh.
Oh man, that's rough.
They blind picked Jace, and Malphite was an excellent pick given the draft they had. So he needed to be able to kind of get through this lane matchup.
And I'll point out that my Malphite did that with just boots.
Yeah.
With just boots on.
And okay, bot lane coming out from Marist with a little bit of pressure. Gonna kick the Sona out of lane. I hope Sona recalls. Levi's here to cover the Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix, one of his strengths as a champ, really good at DPSing neutral objectives solo. And there's the Janna disengage, but the ulti coming through with the Vi. The Sarah flashes and still goes down to cheerleader 32. This guy's all over the map getting frags everywhere.
All right, let's see what happens. Do they take Dragon off that, or are they gonna?
You know, Drake won, Michael. It's interesting. Drake won. When you want to hit it this early in the game, it's not that early. It's 8 minutes. But if you want to hit on spawn, it hits back. It does damage. It takes a long time. So when you opt in for a Drake one, you could lose a lot on the map. But they're going to go ahead and start it. I think they're confident. I don't think they're going to lose too much on the map.
And we can see Jace maybe rotating down to grab the grubs, maybe.
Yeah, if he wants to trade neutrals, he could. Again, same thing for him. It would take him a lot of time and some HP if Malphite showed up.
Yeah, Malphite's down there trying to keep him off of him, and looks like they're able to keep control of the drag for right now.
Okay,
Right,
Drake secured.
We secured it. There you go.
So there's the win con for Rio Grande. Drake one down. It's a mountain. Those stats are going to feel good, especially on this Malphite. And going forward, we'll see. Is Railgran going to just be ready for all the Drakes? Are they just going to stack the Soul right into Baron again? I mean, last game was so clean. Can't really ask for much more from this squad.
Absolutely. Oh, and just bullying that Vex mid lane.
That's a good trade for the Silas. She is up in levels, which is surprising. I'm sure Silas will catch up on those minions that we saw on screen, but having a level advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, look at this.
Oh,
That's just
bullying.
flash auto Q E, and yeah.
And out. Perfect. But yeah, going back mid lane, it looks like he's ahead on minions, which he might be slightly behind on experience due to the fact that he's been roaming quite a bit.
Yeah. And he's been converting on his roams. This team is playing really well.
Oh, missed the ult.
That was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even have the Kazakhs, but let's see if Mars jungler Bird wants to go for the grubbies. We'll see if they, prioritize those neutral objectives. It didn't really get them much last game, but it is still something on the map worth taking.
Yep. Looks like there's about a 2k gold lead on favor of Riot Grand right now. There is 2 bounties to pick up on the board if blue team can secure them.
Yeah, the bounties are way back in this. If they could get, let's say, Vi bounty on maybe Kazakhs and put him ahead, he could maybe kind of add some threat to the backline. But then you have the Vi lockdown, you have the Malphite lockdown. If Kazakhs really becomes a threat, he'll be pretty easy to isolate, target, CC, and drop.
And like, if Kazakh does end up being a threat, he can't really do too much to Malphite top because he's just gonna be taking out. But he probably can start maybe helping the Vex mid lane with the Silas.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Another issue I think Mars has is how do they DPS a fed Malphite?
Yeah.
How do you get that Malphite bounty out? I mean, you have 2 casters bot, 3 AP casters is your bot side. A Kazakh's not the best tank shredder, and a Jace who's now behind. This Malphite with the Sona healing, with the Senna healing, is going to be so tanky and hard to deal with.
And then with the team comp, we have we have AP, AD, and AP. So 3 APs, so relatively spread out. So it's hard to tank out the enemy team.
Yeah.
But we'll see what ends up happening with his build path.
Another ulti to open up. Captain Clutch knows no mercy. Neither does Diego. Marty Mid in the mid lane with another gank from Chase. Cheerleader 32 is all over the map, doing an absolutely fantastic job in this jungle role. And he's looking for more because Bird is on his pink. He's going to open up, get the Kazakh's ulti, and we're not done top. We're not done with you. We're going to dive this turret, take about 5 shots, and walk away. Oh, some action in the bot lane. Cheerleader is actually getting aggressively ganked on by the Kazakhs. He gets the shield. The Senna ulti is a little bit too late, and a shutdown does go to Kazakhs. We talked about it, Michael. It's possible angle for them into the game.
It's possible. It's possible that if they can keep getting those shutdowns, get those objective bounties, maybe they can get back into the game. Oh,
You see that?
yeah.
The Jace. A wild Jace appeared. Gets.
Did the Jace get the shutdown? He got it.
He does. Okay, couple shutdowns going down to Mars. Are they going to continue their good play? They don't have damage, even if you have the CC.
Yeah, their damage is kind of lacking bot lane with the Seraphine.
But here's some damage. The Jace is angry. He wants his roam to continue. Zappy caught out with the root. He's stunned, but he's in the Senna fog of war. The Jace goes under turret to secure the kill, and we see life from Mars College, but not before Cheerleader 2 shows up. Does he have ulti? No. So a Vi without ulti, not much of a threat here, but Jojo de Reyes, Joao on the Senna is advancing. Cheerleader gets 2 flashes. I don't know how. He just got those.
Attention, Rio Esports fans. Are you tired of conventions that you have to...
I accidentally hit the commercial button. We are back to the action. Chase gets 2 flashes there. That is massive. That's such a great play because we got Drake coming up in 20 seconds. But wait, Bird is looking for the angle, and he picks up Cheerleader. Marty Mid and Gorilla are dueling it out over here, and oh my god, he cleans up that Vex like it was nothing. This Kazakhs is showing some signs of life from Mars College.
Yep. One thing I noticed with the Janna...
The Vex ult coming in with the sass, but he gets stunned and he gets almost immediately bursted. He gets some healing from Sona. Top side still going in the Malphite's favor. Who could have predicted this?
But yeah, with Janna, Janna was playing, had the little wonky positioning there. She wasn't near her team to get that ult in during that team fight. With Janna, you want to be up like right in the action and try to disengage along with the ult, especially if you have your ult up.
Yeah. Yeah, so a couple of shutdowns going over to Mars, but we still get the gold lead. A nice comfortable lead, about 3K or so, a little bit less than that. And but Drake 2 still on the table. Neither team has really had the proper setup. It looks like Ryo's TPing bot with Silas. Neither of them have flash. You gotta think they're dead unless that tornado really disengages. But look at Senna running down the Janna. Janna's dead. Sarah is in the cut. She's gonna go down quick, and that's gotta be Drake 2 for Ryo Grant.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if they didn't go instantly to Drake right now.
I think they're thinking the same thing. Kha'Zix is showing up. He wants to lurk, but he's on a pink, and he's already getting chased off of the Ryo Grand Vision. And back to top, and this is just a very healthy Malphite. And yeah, they're going to keep running the Jace down.
Yeah. Well, that's what we thought was going to end up happening with this Malphite lane. There's really nothing the Jace can do at this point besides just stay under turret and try to farm up.
What's Malphite flash? Let's see about a smite battle here. Oh, no team takes it. And despite some... Wait a second, are we done? No, the Vex is going to go in, and they're going to one-shot the Vi. Vi goes down instantly, and that Kha'Zix, the damage is actually threatening. Marty Mid's going to take the Kha'Zix ult. He's going to use a little bit of stealth, but he's in a 1v3. Doesn't matter. He is Silas. His Conqueror is fully stacked. He dodges away, but still gets hit by a Charm. He's in a 1v3. There's no way he could do this. He gets shut down by Gorilla on the Vex.
Well, that definitely got some money on the board.
Wait a second, but the Ryo Grand bot lane is showing up, and they're angry. Joao on the Senna is going to put some damage down on Janna. It's a hard champ to chase. She is fast. And now you're walking into 3. Careful, Zappy. He's going to walk a bit too forward and get taken out. And that's Maris Gorilla picking up another kill. That Vex has some money in her pocket.
I think that was a very good play for Blue Team. I think that they definitely started getting trying to closing that gold gap with some of those shutdowns.
Definitely.
So they're still in this game.
They are definitely in this game. The Kha'Zix has gotten some really nice picks. The Vex has showed up and gotten some gold. She's almost on 1 item. Let's see if she buys the item in base. She does buy the... Wow, she just bought a lot. That Vex just spent a lot of gold. She is a threat in this game along with the Kha'Zix.
Yeah, both those champs are going to be pretty threatening, especially with some squishy champs down bot lane. With Sona blows up like instantly. That's one of the big problems with Sona is her low HP pool.
Yeah, just a little bit too far forward on the Sona. You gotta watch your step.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's so important to just stay together with this comp. You know, stay with your Silas. Like, what could go wrong if you're healing this guy and you're shielding him every 2 seconds? Not a lot is gonna go wrong for you, but they really gotta group around Drake. And then when they get the Drake and scatter back to the lanes, they gotta be safe. Take safe pathways.
Well, we'll see what ends up happening whenever we start getting to the team fight phase.
Oh, Captain Clutch goes right through the tornado with the ulti. There's 1 red minion under the turret. This could be botched by Ryo. Looks like they disengage in a 2v3 on top side. They're going to go on our Vi right away. Here's Marty Mid on the side. It's taking a ton of damage. He's going to flash. Q misses. This R is not going to do it because it's 2v3. And the game is getting sloppy. It's getting messy, and this is good for Mars College.
Yeah, that disengage with the ult was massive on the Janna bot lane. Being able to just push that Malphite off after he ulted. See, that's the power of that Janna ult, man. That's a extremely powerful ult.
Alright, and Captain Clutch is gonna run past the minions again. They have no minions, but at least it's the Malphite tanking. He doesn't do much to him already, which is good. A little bit of upfront damage, and that's our ramp turret shot hitting the center. They're running low. They want this turret. Getting healed up by the Sona. Do they get the turret? Okay, so Jace is flanking, but also Silas is on his way. So Jace shows up. They had no idea, but the Silas is here. Can Captain Clutch stall long enough? He's tanky, but they're taking so many turret shots from this bot turret. There's got to be a better way to play the game. Here's Marty Mid. He's going under with the Silas. Conqueror's stacked. He needs a bit more healing and shielding, but the bot lane turret is doing so much work. You got to clear the minions out first. And then juggle the aggro. It's just not working. Here's Bird. He's going to look to clean up. Kind of oofs that jump. Ooh, Senna ulti doing a bit, but not enough to take down Mars College, and they have evened out the gold. It's a 300 gold lead
Wow.
for Rio Grande after
That's-
what was such a great early game.
Yeah, that bot lane been playing very, very smart. Just staying under turret, making them have to jump under turret, and then they're not pushing that lane up to get those minions under there to actually do a successful dive.
No, they were impatient. They were like, "Hey, our Malphite's here. He's big. Let's get this turret. Okay, let's get this turret." Well, guys, you forgot step A. You forgot step B. You just went for the kills, and it wasn't properly set up, and you were punished. That bot turret hit Rio members how many times during that sequence?
Yeah, I didn't even count. It was
Probably
so many times.
between 10 and 15,
10 and 15, yeah.
and that is too much value going, like too much lost HP for absolutely free to expect a positive play. But remember, this Jace was set back far behind by Malphite. Let's see if Silas can do the same thing. And the Jace with a bounty on his head, he's able to. Oh, Captain Clutch. Oh, look at the CC combo on the Kha'Zix, and that's what we talked about when we drafted those guaranteed engaged champions. You cannot be in Bot River with 25 seconds until Drake with Rio Grande is setting up. They will just press R on you and you will die.
Exactly. So that was one thing that the Mars College didn't. They weren't able to get any objectives with all those kills. But now, getting caught out there in that jungle, they're going to be able to take that easy drag, hopefully. We'll see what happens with the Kha'Zix. We might be able to get a smite steal from the Kha'Zix, but we'll see what ends up happening in that.
I hope you're wrong, Michael. I think they're already hitting. I don't think Kha'Zix will be here in time. And when they're grouped like this, they are so formidable.
Yeah, that's easy drag.
Easy Drake 3, just one more. And I think Rio Grande, they're playing themselves. It's them against themselves.
Yeah.
Can you limit the chaos between now and Seoul? If you just set up River, it's hard to not do anything in League for 4 minutes 40. A lot of high-level teams right now are already playing Baron at 20 minutes because they can do that. But at this level, you really just got to chill for about, 3 minutes 50. Get in that River, group up, press your R's on first person you see, and get that Soul. Once you get that Soul, I think the game is pretty easy.
And another thing, Mars College is doing much better at vision control this game. I think that's what's really kind of like pushing them up because if you remember that bot lane,
there's no damage stat on the Malphite.
No damage. But if you remember whenever they did that bot lane, it's just constant action.
So 3-on-1 on the Silas here. Oh, the Senna trades the one back. That's pretty good. But yeah, no shutdown going down on the Senna. And here's the reinforcements. Vi's gonna ulti in, and he doesn't even lose this 1v2. I mean, he would in 10 minutes time.
Yeah.
But yeah, positive play on the top side for Rio Grande.
Absolutely. Looks like they're trying to get some control over that Baron area. Maybe trying to set up for a Baron with Malphite top, but it looks like Malphite's starting to get chunked in right now.
They do have some reasonable damage. They're gonna get his fight. They might kill him. I mean, he's got no MR, so yes, they're not gonna one-shot you, but they will eventually whittle you down if you let them. But I think hopefully that'll inspire him to pick up some magic resist as we make a play under mid turret. Gonna drop the Vi ulti and the Sona ulti. Great follow-up from Zappy here, and they're gonna attack that mid tier 1. And you know what? That is a great objective to take in between Drake 3 and 4. If you can get a mid tier 1,
Absolutely.
that's pretty ideal.
That gives you so much control over that mid lane.
Yeah.
Being able to push that mid lane up and then instantly rotate down to towards drag, that just frees up your mid lane so much.
Absolutely. And our bot lane duo is in the mid now, holding it down, getting that push. And we got 3 minutes until the Drake. And, Marist only being down 2k gold, there is a world where they do win a team fight. I just think it comes down to the execution. If Rio's all on the same screen, targeting the same person, I don't see a way Marist wins the fight. But if they're scattered, if they're, chasing in that fog of war and doing stuff like that, as we see Cheerleader going to open up on Gorilla, chunking the Vex, but really has reinforcements. But this Silas is such a menace, just putting him in check. Grabs the Janna ulti.
Let's go. Let's see if it happens.
I want to see him eat somebody, flash behind, insect them. Yep, like you said earlier with the.
That'd be great.
Looks
like Herald's coming down.
Where are they gonna go? Herald into bot lane. Room.
Now, what I would have done with that Herald.
Oh, got the turret. Okay, sorry, what?
I would probably save that Herald for possibly.
Completely one-shot the Janna there. The Senna ulti over the top. Can the Kha'Zix clean up? They do have like pretty good re-engage damage. Yeah, the Vex Flash is gonna
There's that
re-engage.
Janna ult.
Yep. Oh, and the root hits, the Kha'Zix is gonna flash, and they're picking up kills. I like what Rao's doing in the mid lane though,
Yeah.
answering, but those are kills that you don't want to drop in between Drake 3 and 4 because Drake 4 is just so important. It's so guaranteed if you just play standard, but it looks like Rao is going to answer with mid tier 2, which is always good. But this duo here, if they stay here too long, they'll for sure get collapsed on.
Absolutely. It doesn't look like Mars College is moving that fast to collapse on them, but they are pushing him back right now.
Yep. And Malphite did get some magic resist, so that's good. And now it's 1 minute till Drake, so this is where... Oh, and I don't think they can walk in here. They're in between our bot lane and a rock in a hard place, and the rock is going to jump on your face and kill your Vex, who is one of your strongest members. Sona heals coming in. Jace almost snipes the Sona. That would have been pretty helpful, but doesn't. Diego leading the charge on the Silas here. They're going to get control of mid 40 seconds before Drake. Ooh, Diego wants a little bit of invis action for this fight. Okay.
So, what's your viewpoint on this Bramble on Malphite right now?
I don't think it's the right item to build.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. They don't really have that many auto attackers on their team, so I don't really think it's doing that much damage. I think a Sunfire Cape would have been better in that place, or some kind of like a damage over time ability.
Oh, okay. The face check coming in. A double root, a big Senna ulti. Nice chunk. And Jace goes in. He wants to trade for the Sona. He does, but he should give his life, right? They're going to pile onto the Senna, but it's not enough. Kha'Zix gets rooted up and just destroyed, and that's going to be sold.
And that is massive for Rao.
Yeah. Yeah, the full Thornmail, item 2, I'm not sure. There's other things you can buy, but I understand wanting Grievous. And look at this ass. Like, he's crazy on this champ. He's getting peeled off. He's going to flash for the Sarah, and he could maybe turn this into 3 kills. I know it looks slow, but look, watch this. Full combo. Oh, the Vex Spear.
The Vex.
Pretty reliable way to deal with a champ like Silas.
Yeah. But they got that fourth drag, so that's still massive. Silas was able to keep them off of it.
Yep.
So I think overall, right now, Mars College has clawed their way back. I think it's still either way can go either way right now, even still. But with those 4 drags, I think that Riot definitely has a distinct advantage.
Yes, and spoiler alert, we'll need to do something about this in the future. But wait a second. It should, we're good. Don't mind us,
We'll ignore that.
Yeah.
We'll pretend like it never even happened.
Back to some live League of Legends action. And Ryo's wasting no time setting it up on this topside river. They have the soul. Soul typically means we're strong, we want to fight. Does it mean we can hit Baron without setup? No. It's not quite that powerful, but any Senna rapid fire hit is going to do a lot of damage. If Vi touches you, you're probably going to explode. And Sona's there to heal.
Yeah. And Mars College looks like they're starting to group up to start an engage down here at Baron Pit. So we'll see what happens.
What is their engage though, Michael? How would you draw it up?
Their engage is like they really don't have a relevant like tank character on their team. Like they don't really have like that Malphite engage like what we have on our team, on Raya's team.
Yeah.
They're probably their best engage is for Kha'Zix to go into their back line and then Jace maybe come up and try to jump on him.
Okay.
Maybe lead out with a shot to try to get him low, and then everyone just pile on Vex engages at the same time.
Okay.
And try to pincer him.
So like 3 different angles.
Yeah.
Vex, one angle, all on the back. Like
Yeah.
it's got to be perfect.
You got to take out that back lane, otherwise they're just gonna rip you to shreds because they're, as I said, they don't have a tank really on their team.
And we are starting the Baron. They're not postured to even contest this. It looks like a free Baron in this.
Yeah, they're not even looking at it right now. It looks like some of them are trying to rotate up, but I don't think they're gonna be there in time.
It reminds me of game 1. I mean, Rao Grand has taken 8 Drakes in a row. They've taken 2 Barons in a row, and it appears as if they're going to close the game out. This is just like game 1. A little sloppier, a little bit more deaths, but all things considered, they were ready for each bot side objective, and it looks like that's going to carry them. into a game win.
And I think that's what it comes down to. You need to focus with objectives, and I think that's what really, like, if Mars College was able to capitalize on those kills, I think that they could have, and actually get some objectives, I think they could have been a lot further ahead than they are right now.
2v1 top side. The Vi-R guarantees the silence easy gonna hit. It's a nasty combo. Here's Sarah putting on her best defense, but she's standing right in front of our Senna. The Malphite is gonna follow up. Senna is completely bopping everyone. Drought touches is exploding. That is Raugran in the enemy base. They're sieging. They have Baron minions. They have Dragon Soul. They have all the buffs they need. They have Siege. They can tank it up. There's no threat from Mars College, and it looks like it'll be a Raugran with a 2-0 victory. Pretty clean, all things considered.
Yeah, that was it was an interesting game towards the middle there. Mars College was able to claw their way back, but Rio just had those objectives, and they were able to close out the game using that.
And that we have it right there, folks. Raugran improving to 5-0 now in the ECAC, 10-0 in rounds. They have yet to drop a single round. Looking good, even with the 6-man Zappy coming in. Highlight player of the week here, stepping up, being available. He's saying, yes, coach, I'll do whatever I need for the team to win. He did exactly that. He played great, and Raugran gets the dub. Thank you for tuning in. That's going to be it for us tonight. We will catch you next week. Raugran plays at Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can find us on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Make sure to check on our socials. Give us a follow and a subscribe in the meantime, and we'll see you next week, Friday night.
You've been watching Raugran Esports live streams. We just finished our game, and we want you to tune in next week for our next game. We'll always be back every week with the live streams of our players, so make sure to tune back in and check everything out.